Oh, yeah. See, we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now. Earl, explain it to me.
Anyway, upcoming TV news. And Jeff, I'm going to pass this one over to you, I think. Did you have more news on this one than I did?
Yeah, it just kind of came out recently that James Wan, horror producer, is coming out with RoboCop TV show for MGM Amazon. So, not too many details other than they are working on pre-production. And in one of the articles I have, I'll bring that up here just one second. I had that over here from Deadline. So, what's going on is RoboCop continues to progress through the development process at Amazon MGM. Veteran Peter Oko from Lodge 49 did not watch that one, so I don't know about that. Has been tapped as a writer, executive producer, and showrunner. So this is going to be our point guy. Based on the MGM movie franchise, with horror master James Wan on board to executive produce through his Atomic Monster banner. Now, this means that because James Wan is working with Blumhouse, dear God, please don't do a fucking movie. The series will follow the premise of the films, focusing on a giant tech conglomerate which collaborates with the local police department. They don't collaborate, they own them. To introduce a technologically advanced enforcer to combat rising crime, a police officer who's part man and part machine. Elko executive produces alongside Wan, Michael Clear, Robert Hackett for Atomic Monster. Danielle Bazan is overseeing for Atomic Monster. And looks like they reported last year that RoboCop was among the first MGM titles identified for series development following Amazon's acquisition of the 100-year-old studio. First project under the initiative was the Legally Blonde prequel series, which was greenlighted in May, along with several others. I think you need to work on your editing, guys.
Jeez.
Well, it's Deadline. Can't say I'm totally shocked. Boom, shots fired. Including Poltergeist and Barbershop in the pipeline. Really? The RoboCop sci-fi action franchise centers around the futuristic adventures of Alex Murphy, a Detroit, Michigan police officer who was fatally wounded in the line of duty and transformed into a powerful cyborg brand named RoboCop. The first film starred Peter Weller, premiered in 1987. It's followed by two sequels, RoboCop 2 in 90, RoboCop 3 in 93, and 2014's RoboCop, a remake of the 87 film. Let's not forget there was already two TV entries in here. The 94 TV show, the live action one, and then there was RoboCop Prime Directives, a Canadian miniseries that was developed. So looks like we're kind of ignoring that and the two cartoons. So the writer of this article clearly did not know their history of the RoboCop franchise. But it looks like, we're going to be, this is kind of hitting production. Whether it actually, we see it through to the very end is kind of debatable, but the fact that they have James Wan on board, I have a feeling we're going to see this actually happen. How many episodes, how many seasons? Guess we'll see. And as far as I can tell, there's been no news about Stargate, so thank God for that.
Wait a second. Like from James Wan or from Amazon?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, the people that they're looking at for Stargate was the Expanse showrunners. So if you like the Expanse, you're going to get those guys, but they're totally going to totally wipe the slate with Stargate and start over. So not exactly a fan of that. I was more on board with Brad, right? So
yeah.
As far as RoboCop goes, I'll watch it. I'm a RoboCop guy. It's part of our intro. I got figures. We love this. We reviewed the first two movies and the remake. And the TV show.
Yeah. And
the cartoon.
Which was better than the remake.
Pretty much. Now, Steve, what do you think about some of this news? Were you a RoboCop guy, or how do you feel?
I enjoy the dark concept of the original story, the dark future where all of this stuff that we're working with today is going to go wrong. All of the AI, all of the corporations that are buying up things that should not be owned, like police departments. I love the horror aspect of the original, the gory piece of it. I don't know that it's a story that needs to be told again. I think there's a lot of AI stories that we can go forward with instead of going backwards. That's the way I see it. Yes, the RoboCop animated series. It's kind of ridiculous coming from that premise of what the real message of the original story was.
Yeah, that was done by Stan Lee and Marvel back in the day.
Why not? You know what the kids like? The kids like robots. Let's get some more robots.
Yep, and let's have them shoot like little laser beams instead of bullets.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything was just a misunderstanding.
Yep, total misunderstanding. Like, that reminds me of part 2 when he's just like, "You will not shoot this person.
He's
You are
already
under
dead."
arrest."
Oh God, that's right.
Yep, and he had to get electrified to get his software reset.
Yep.
I know he wasn't Mirandizing him. He was basically like pep talking or like admonishing the corpse for being a bad guy.
It's such a beautiful day.
Admonishing the corpse.
And he runs away and he's still holding the pose like, "Oh, I let him
shit.
go. Oh, well."
So yeah, like every time they've redone RoboCop, they've forgotten basically the premise of the first movie and the main character of the first movie, and that's the dog eat dog world that was the corporate 80s.
Yeah.
They tried to get into that a little bit with the remake, and golly, they just sort of lost their way a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know, with James Wan attached to this, I hope he's a fan. I think he is, and like I'm hoping and having faith that it'll be pretty good.
At least I would think the horror aspects will now be a little more prevalent than they were lacking in like basically everything since the original.
Correct.
The second
Yeah.
one had a little bit of it, but it seemed like they were restraining themselves a little too much.
Yeah.
Yes, and then they went over the top with it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's rip out a brain of another
The
robot and
brain.
smash it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of RoboCop 2 is when he rips the brain out. That's just brilliant.
Mine is the stop motion RoboCop 2 prospect that
Oh,
takes-
rip
Rips
the
its
helmet
head off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
There's
screams and then
skull
it
and it just
crashes.
screams. Yeah.
he screams in pain and shoots himself, kind of like the cop from Psycho Gorman that keeps trying to kill itself.
Jeez. Thank you for watching this clip from our Dead Wire live streams every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Pacific time. Did you like this clip? If so, please make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe to this video. Stay tuned to all of our video content. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.